Thanks for staying with us on the news tonight. Now, in what could be some great news for students in the state's matriculation schools, the state government will implement the Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation, the CCE system, in all of the schools across the state. In simple words, there will be more of the evaluation process on a daily basis, but there will also be activity-based learning like worksheets, project work and brainstorming sessions in classrooms. The CCE will be implemented for classes 1 to 8 from the academic year 2012-2013 and for classes 9 and 10 from 2013 to 2014. Now, the CCE system of evaluation was first introduced by the CBSE, and that move came based on recommendations of a state-level expert group headed by the Director of Teacher Education, Research and Training. NDTV Hindu has been gathering reactions from the city schools on this development, and here's what Mr. Vijayan, principal of the Zion Matriculation School, had to say today.
The program implemented, the scheme implemented by the government of Tamil Nadu School Education Department to introduce CCE, Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation, as in CBSE school in all the schools in Tamil Nadu, private schools and the government schools. Really a welcome move, because this is an opportunity now for the teachers to bring out the hidden, latent talents of the children. So far what you have been doing is only to prepare the children for examination, taking the questions as such from the textbook, making them to either understand or rote learning. Whatever it is, the school, every school expects children to do well in the examination, get marks and go about. Whether they gained knowledge, whether they understood, whether they are able to apply in their life and come up in their life is all the importance was given so far. But now this program of 40% for CCE, 60% academics will greatly help the children to develop their skills. Their brain activity will improve, confidence level will improve, because this 40 mark scheme, communicative skill, leadership qualities and reasoning skills, quick decision making, all these are part of CCE, will definitely help the children that this education will take them for life. Therefore, it's really a good move.
Well, a welcome move, says one of the city principals. But let's get some more views. Joining me this evening on the discussion tonight is former Director Academics, Mr. G. Balasubramanian, who's also been on that expert panel for the CCE for the Tamil Nadu government. Welcome to the studios.
Thank you.
And student Arjun, 11th grader with the Bhavan's Rajaji Vidyashram School. Welcome to the studios as well. First up to you, sir. It looks like the matriculation schools are going the CBSE way. But just to kind of, draw a perspective at a time and in a state where we've heard of so many student suicides because of the kind of pressure that's, come upon them. Is this a welcome move in that direction as well, to kind of ease the pressure on students in a way?
Absolutely, you are right, because the CCE is a step in de-stressing examinations. As a matter of fact, we are putting undue pressure on examinations, and therefore the students start picking up in the last minute, get undue tension. And I think the process of learning is not restricted to the one-time, one-shot examinations at a given point of time and decide whether this child is capable of or not. I think learning is a continuous process, and the moment the child gets into the school, it's very important to assess the child from day one. And every child, probably if you have heard the statement, words of Vivekananda, he said, education is a process of humanizing every child. Education is a manifestation of the perfection already in every man. So every child has some latent competencies. One may be a good musician, one may be a sportsman, the other may be an artist. And I think it's very important for us to identify those talents.
But you don't believe it's come in too late, rather too late?
Nothing is too late. As a matter of fact, our education system has lived for several years in the British model, and I think the concept of CCE was introduced by the CBSE a couple of years back, and I think the state boards have also started falling in line with that. I think I must appreciate and compliment the government of Tamil Nadu for this wonderful decision, because it's going to transform the classrooms and make classrooms activity based, and which will facilitate every child to have certain amount of self-esteem that I am capable of doing this.
All right. So, Arjun, you believe your group of friends and your class has been almost like a testing rat group. Because you were the first group in your schools to be in fact given the CCE system. How was it? Was it easy and difficult? Because you've been through that transition. Tell us about it.
Yeah, first we didn't know what to anticipate from the whole transition, because we didn't have seniors to consult how the program was going to be, how this curriculum was going to really affect our academic lives. But when we got into the CCE program, it really helped us in our academics and all that, because CCE was emphasizing basically on our daily activities, such that is called the formative assessments, that is such as the worksheets, assignments and everything else, and the summative is just a part of the whole CCE program, and our entire marks are not just based on the final exams which we are giving, and that helps us a lot when we have other things to fall back on, such as our assignments, our works done in the class, our homeworks, and it's really a boon to all the students right now.
All right. While students are rejoicing over the fact that there's not going to be perhaps too much of mugging up, at least now, there will be that grading system as well that a proposal has been given out for. Do you think that can bring down the competition and the fierce drive among students?
I don't think so, because I mean, basically with whom should we compete? We should compete with ourselves. And what is important is every child should be able to improve on his performance. The focus of CCE is only to facilitate continuous improvement of the child. And I think the concept of grading is to give a level playing field for all children, and rather than this cutoff of 98.7, 98.8, for one reason or the other the child may get the marks 0.1 more or 0.1 less, and therefore you cannot say one is inferior to the other. I think when you give a level playing field, we can identify the latent talents of the children, skills of children, and therefore encourage them to be at their best. And I don't think that the grading is an antithesis to performance.
Right.
As a matter of fact, this matter has been discussed at national forums all over, not only in the country, world over, and globally people accept that grading is the best way of assessing people rather than a 100-point scale.
Right. Only if the management of the Sri Ram College of Commerce thought like you, I think that would have done a lot of people who would have applied there good. But Arjun, do you think it's now, there's a scope for easy scoring, and because there's lesser pressure, and the fact that you can kind of bring out a new you with the kind of activities,
yes.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, definitely. Because if at all there was an advantage with the CC, it's definitely a healthy advantage, such as everyone is a top scorer. There's no class topper here. Everybody is a class topper, and when the whole grades, like, if you get a 91, you're an A grader. If you get a 99, you're an A grader. That motivates you to, put yourself in the top list, and that motivates all the other students to perform exceptionally well, so that they can bring in the classroom level, make it higher, and that definitely helps, bring the whole system a bit higher, make it higher. Yeah.
Just to get closing remarks from you, Mr. Balasubramanian, the transition will take time. It is gradual, but how do you think that gradual process will take place? The staff need to be trained. Students will have to know what they're going to look into and things like that. How does that happen?
Yes, I do agree with you that a certain amount of groundwork has to be done, and that's what even the CBSE had done. The training of teachers, and I don't think it's a very tough task, because our teachers have proved themselves that they are competent. That's why we have so many scientists and engineers world over saying that, and therefore it's very important for us that we facilitate the teachers and help them to gain confidence that that there is a transformation in the classroom. A classroom is a living organism where everyone is a participant, and therefore my teacher has to play a facilitating role. And the latest researchers indicate that there is nothing called teaching. It's all about learning. And therefore the role of the teacher is to facilitate learning. And I think CC is going to do all that.
So it's better late than never.
Absolutely,
okay.
You're right.
Thanks very much indeed, Mr. G. Balasubramanian and Arjun, for joining us this evening on the show and this discussion. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
When we come back on the news tonight, the Indian Premier League synonymous with jam-packed stadiums, but almost no fans for the Champions League matches. Why? Well, we find out when we come back.